Welcome back, viewers. We are ready for night number 2 at the Rosen Aquatic and Fitness Center. Welcome back. We have awards tonight. We're coming on a little bit early. We're going to turn it over to our house announcer, Magic Mike, is going to take the mic and give out some relay awards from last night. We'll have the national anthem, then we'll come back and we'll get rolling right into it. Night 2, Rosen Aquatic and Fitness Center, National Club Swimming Association championships for our 18 and under division. Take it away, Mike.
Bronze, Emma Signa, the bronze, and Sadie Buckley, the bronze. The silver going to the Nassau Wildcats, Tierney Lenahan, Grace Coing-Song, Sarah Bolton, Marin Shankus. And number 1, the big points, the gold, going to the Academy Bullets, Avery Ludke, Brooke Corrigan, Isabel Bowe, and Rebecca Rentz. And our award winners on the gentlemen's 200 medley relays. Nation's Capital, getting 8th place, Alexander Erickson, Jesse Montano, Tyler Phillips, Yaron Lee. 7th place going to the Nassau Wildcats, Owen Heinz, Noah Chen, Robin Babul, and Alexander Arsic. In 6th place, Atlanta Swimming with Elliot Renovine, Patrick McKillop, Evan Tack, and Evan Harris. In 5th, FMC, Parker Chan, Noah Pelinkovic, Matthew Ferguson, and Maximus Gosh. 4th place, the Nation's Capital, Jackson Tischer, Blake Madsen, Andrew Vanis, and Joshua Hawat. Into the medals now, the bronze going to Nova, Virginia, Nathan Shabata, Matthew Wolf, Aidan Maminovic, and Cooper Dillman. The silver to the Aqua Jets, Nathan Carr, Isidore Warren, Micah Davis, and Henry Webb. And number one, the big points, NASA Wildcats, Gustav Cove, Stuart Timmerman, Ethan Chung, and Aiden Kaplan. And ladies and gentlemen, may we present the team sponsored. Gumson, Tierney Linehan, Avery Ledke, Grace Rabb, and Alyssa Sagal, Molly Workman. And presenting the gentlemen's team. And the gentlemen's team, Matt Weber, the coach from HSA, our team, Luke Bedsel, Aaron Davidson, Evan Gluck, Griffin Euler, Zachary Oswald, and Andrew Van Ness. And that is it for our presentations right now. Our referees, officials, and timers making their way onto the pool deck, taking their relative positions, getting ready for that first race.
Those young men waving are on their way to London. That's right, folks. Welcome back to National Club Swimming Association. We don't mess around. All expenses paid. Trip to London, England. They're going to participate as an 18 and under all-star team representing the National Club and USA Swimming in the Adam Peaty Invite this May. So it's going to be an awesome trip every night. You're going to see that crowd grow bigger and bigger. Watch our last night. We'll make sure we do a little bit better job making sure you identify them by the end of the week. We'll get a printout and get that up on the screen for you. But right now we're getting ready to roll in just about 6 minutes. We'll get this meet underway. We've given out some awards tonight. This is night number 2. We're going to start off with the 200-yard freestyle. Of course, all of our information is up on our webpage, National Club Swimming Association. Look at our spring meets right here at the Rosen Aquatic and Fitness Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. On the I-Drive, we were talking last night, a few of the coaches that have been here. when Janet Evans and Matt Biondi set those world records in '88. We had Olympic trials in this house. Swimming a long course the other way, of course, but it was quite the event. And there wasn't much here in Orlando back in '88. It was a new area. Pretty cool. Pretty empty, a lot like Ocala is now. But it's going to be a good night tonight. We'll kick it off with the 200 freestyle for the ladies. Then the gentlemen are going to swim the 400 IM. We've got the 100 breaststroke, girls and then boys. Then the ladies have their 200 butterfly, and the gentlemen will follow that up with the 100 backstroke. And then we get to the relays. We have 200 freestyle relay for the girls, and we'll go 3 hits of this, and then wrap it up with 3 of the most exciting 800-yard freestyle relay heats you're going to see. These young men are really ready to rock tonight. So it's a full event, full evening, full of lots of excitement. Remember, we will run 5 heats in every event. First heat being our E heat, which is 16 and under qualified swimmers. Take the fastest ones that don't make the top 32. And then we have a D, C, B, and of course championship final. See the ladies for the E heat already getting excited behind their blocks as we get ready for the national anthem very soon, very soon. All right, yeah, it's time for the 200 freestyle. We are starting night number 2. This is 8 lengths of the pool for these young ladies across the board, 1 through 8. You have Ariana, Olivia, Sasha, Macy, Sarah, Bobby, Emily, and Madeline. And thanks to our A team out in the truck, you can read all those names. The guys at Takeitlive, folks. If you have need to do any live streaming of a classy sporting event, these guys are the bomb. Absolutely. We've been using them for years. NCSA and Takeitlive have a great relationship. We will always have the cleanest picture, the best camera angles, good audio. You know, it's well worth your streaming time with Takeitlive. So thanks, guys. Let's rock this second night. All right. Again, the meet record in this event, 143.00. Yikes, that's like 10 seconds faster than these girls in the first heat went today. But they're all 16 and under, and you're comparing them to a 2014 Simone Manuel, one of the greatest swimmers this country's ever seen. So in the center of the pool, Macy Malinsky, representing Aqua Jets, had the fastest time this morning, 152.31, just 2 100ths ahead of lane 5, which is Sarah Pelinkovic. And you'll see the center of the pool. That's kind of where they're taking it out, except for lane number 8. Madeline Bynum, 25.63. Lane 8, top of your screen, with the lead early. In the pink cap right in the middle, that is Macy Malinsky, Aqua Jets. Down here in lane number 1, Ariana Cortez Martinez. But it's still Madeline Bynum up top. She went at 27.65 to be 53.28 at the halfway mark to lead all the girls in this first heat of the 16 and unders. And now Madeline still with a nice long stroke out there. She's got a nice tempo and a pretty good lead. She goes 28.2, 121.5. There's nobody else under 28.7. Well, Macy's 28.5, but nobody's catching her unless they pick it up big time. Looks like last one in is going to be first one done. Lane 8 is Madeline Bynum from Nova of Virginia. They're not going to get her, folks. She went 28.2, and to close it, she went 28.2 again, 149.75. What a nice drop for the 14-year-old out of Nova. Sneaks in, goes a 153 in the morning, and boom, goes 4 seconds faster at night. That's what I love about this meet. It's unbelievable. It really is. All right, next up's going to be the D final, and those girls pretty much 151.61 to 152.30, so 6-7 tenths of a second. You'll see them. Lane 1, Sophia Bruggerman, Macy DeGroot, then Mia Eubank, Olivia Safarikova, Anna Pansing, Sydney Johnson, Jillian Weir-Sema, and Lane Francis. At the top of your screen, Lane, a 15-year-old from Nova. We'll see if she wants to follow what her teammate Madeline did and get this thing out quick, and she does. Might be a Nova plan. Hey, let's all try and get into lane 8. Nobody will really see us, and then we can just take off at it, you know. And it sure looks like Lane Francis is following that playbook. Her first 50, 25.22. In second place, all the way over in lane number 2, Macy DeGroot was a 25.44. And it's still going to be Lane out there in the far lane, the top lane. But look at lane number 6 now. From the Rays, that's Sydney Johnson. She went out in 25.5, but has the fastest second 50 out of the group with a 27.5. She turns at 53.14 and takes over the lead. Lane is 3 tenths behind and 4 tenths behind Macy in lane number 2. They're not giving up. It's pretty tight. It's still looking really good for lane 6 and lane 8. Lane 6 picking it up. Sydney 28.77, still your leader, 121.91. Now lane 2 is that's Macy right on her, but also looking at Anna Pansing, FMC, in the center of the pool, lane 5. She's coming on strong. Lane 8, Lane Francis with a kick at the end. She says, wait a minute, girls, I got this. Bam, she touches first, 150.29, just ahead of Jillian in lane 7. Pretty good race down there. There's everybody's times. from the D heat. Some great swimming, girls. And there's your winner, way down the end, Lane Francis, lane number 8. All right, C final. Coming up next, we have Avery, Elizabeth, Allison, Tessalina, Elise, Samantha, Haley, and Alyssa. Elise Block in lane 5. Tessalina Stavropoulos from Academy Bullets is in 4. 150.92 was the fastest swim this morning out of this group of 8. They're in clean. 151.49 is what Alyssa Sagal in lane 8 managed this morning to qualify first. And let's keep that lane 8 tradition going. Win the 25. Not bad. It seems like maybe there's some extra booster jets out there or something. But lane 8 is taking it out this evening. Followed by lane 2, and that's Elizabeth Patla. But lane 8 is Alyssa Sagal, and she's from Nation's capital, 16 years old. 24.77. 24.94 was Elizabeth down here in lane 2 is second. Still a slight lead out there, but it's tightening up a little bit. Alyssa, top of your screen, 52.31. And she turned in a 27.54. Right next to her, Haley won a 27.3. She had the fastest 50 out of the field in that second group. So lane 7 and 8. And lane 2 is still Elizabeth. With 50 yards to go, Alyssa Sagal trying to keep our outside smoke tradition of the evening going. She goes 28.04. Everybody's over 28 except lane 5, Elise Block. She's a 27.97. If she could make a move, she's got something coming off here, but still looks like Alyssa Sagal, that lead just a little too much. Her tempo's strong as she's coming down the stretch. She is going to touch first. 148.36. Comes home in a 28.01. Very nice heat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ladies take it under that magic 150 mark. Pretty good standard for that group, which leaves us 2 heats left. The B final. I can hear the whistle. Try and roll through these. No messing around at the NCSA. We have Sarah Paisley, Leah, Haley, Isabella, Avery, Vivian, Ivy, and Megan. This is the B final, the 4th heat of the girls' 200-yard freestyle. There they are. You can see their teams. And they are off. Now these girls, 149.62 was Isabella Budnick from the Condors. She was the fastest, 9th place overall, but out of this 9th through 16, 150.87 is what Megan did for Ole Swimming. She's only 15 and she's out in lane 8. And doggone it, it looks like lane 8's going to be first again. Oh, lane 1. Sarah Paisley went 25.16. Megan next out in lane 8, 25.36. So your outside smokers are still getting it done in this 200 freestyle tonight in Orlando. Can see a lot of the underwater turn work that these young athletes have been doing. I'm sure their coaches, some degree or another, expecting them to do a series of those butterfly dolphin kicks off the wall. You can see it there in the underwater. Some go to that flutter kick sooner than others. First place is Sarah Paisley. She's 52.40 in lane 1, bottom of your screen. Second, Avery Ludke, and she's 52.84. Sarah Paisley was a 27.2, so she had a great second 50. But now if you look at lane 5, that's Avery Ludke, and she's taken over the lead by virtue of a 27.52, and she's 120.3 with 50 yards to go. And another great heat as they're coming in, but looks like some very good race strategy for Avery from Academy. At least right now in lane 5, she's looking very strong coming down the finish, and she will touch first. 147.98. Home in a 27.6. Great race. Great race. Lots of fun there. Outstanding. Fun to watch. And now we will get to it. There's the results. And now we will get to our fifth and final heat of the girls 200 freestyle. You can hear the music pumping. Leading the way will be Lily Abdella from Team Greenville. Team Greenville showing up strong as they always do. She shaking her arms out. She's focused. Lily is ready. Here come the rest of her challengers. The top qualifier gets lane 4, of course. That's going to be 18-year-old Rebecca Rentz from Academy Bullets. Actually, Rebecca and Sadie Buckley from Nation's Capital, the 15-year-old, tied with the exact same. So in 4 and 5, they'll be co-fastest. But that's Paige Coal. You just saw her from Academy Bullets. She's 15. Emery DeGunther, Nova, stretching there in lane 2. There's lane 3. Andrea Worak from Rockville, and she's 148.0, so she's only a couple seconds. Here you can see Rebecca's time, 147.69. Next to her in 5, Sadie went the same exact time. You see her getting her cap ready, that familiar end cap logo. There's lane 6, Lily Gormson. She's Long Island Aquatic, 148.2 this morning. Waukesha Express has Ella Antonuski in 7, and Lily Abdella from Coach Carl's Team Greenville out in lane 8. Now, it's a pretty fast heat. I don't know if Lily's going to follow suit and get lane 8 out there. I'm sure Coach Carl and his new assistant coach, who I met at lunch today, actually met him many years ago, the great Carlton Bruner, represented us in the 1500 in the Olympics, was a great swimmer for Team Dynamo, and Coach Alex. All right, but here we are, 200 free in the center of the pool is where the action is. That is lane number 4, Rebecca Rentz taking it out strong with a 24.30. Andrea next to her in lane 3, a little bit closer. I'm sorry. Yep. Andrea went a 24.92. But this is looking strong for Rebecca at this point. Coming into the halfway mark, she's made a statement already. The Academy Bullet senior, 50.78 on her feet, and she's a full second ahead of the field. 26.4 on her second 50. Nobody else under 27.0. And looks pretty strong with just about 60 meters left to swim with 50 yards at this flip. And that 50, 27.10. She can be 144 or so with a great finish. Again, the record, 143.00. Simone Manuel, the Olympian, did that back in 2014. They're catching her a little bit now. They're moving, but she's feeling it, but I don't know. Here at the touch, it could be. Is Rebecca going to hold on? Oh, no. Andrea Dvorak, great finish, 27.2 on the end. Comes home to go 146.56 and win by 2 100ths. 27.26. Rebecca managed a 28.70. She needed a 28.67 to hold on to the gold. But Andrea's very happy there. He knows that's a great finish for her. And the 18-year-old has a big smile. There's the splits. Wow, what a race. All right, you never know. You never know. Our next event is going to be the boys' 400-yard individual medley. That is 16 lengths of the pool. 100 yards of butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. There's the boys 16 and under in the E-heat. Jerry, James, Liam, Alexander, Darren, Benjamin, Reed, and Chase. All right, fastest time out of this group, was Alexander Youngbluth from Rockville. He went 4:01.38. Chase Rob, 4:03.81. Out in lane number 8. All right. So as we said, the individual medley, like the medley relay, centers around medley, bringing everything in, like, play a medley, play both songs, all songs, mesh together. You get a medley of desserts on your table. This is a medley of swimming strokes. So butterfly always comes first individually. A little bit different because of backstroke in the start. And the racing dives on the relay. But we're individual medley today. There is no such thing in big championships as an IM relay. Although we do have IM relays in relay meets. Look at the bottom there. Really nice long underwater for Jerry Liu. And he's going to be first at the 100, 53.41. Right behind him, Alexander in lane 4. Alexander's time was 54.27. 53.56 on Alexander. I was looking at Darren's time in lane 5. Backstroke changes things up a little bit. Look how strong Reed O'Connell is out there in lane 7. His first 50 at back was a 29.8. Next to him on this side, lane 6, Benjamin Wasotsky. He went 29.7. Everybody else is over 30.5. So your two backstrokers appear to be in lane 7 and in lane 5. But now look at lane 6 moving along. That's Benjamin in 6. That's it. 5 is actually Darren. Pretty good backstroke too, but 29.3, 29.0 for Benjamin, 29.3 for Reed, who's still holding on. 7/10 ahead of Ben going into breaststroke, where everything changes. 153.2 is the fastest 200 for the Long Island aquatic swimmer. And it looks like lane 1 making a little bit of a move, but still very strong out in 7. Lane 1, that's Jerry Liu, but 7, of course, is Reed O'Connell. Reed split 34.7 on that 50 breast. Chase Rob, he's all the way back in 8th place, but he was another 34.7. Everybody else was pretty much over that. 33.8 for Alexander and James. They're making some move. Getting into freestyle, though. It is Reed O'Connell out there in lane 7. He turns 3:02.82 after a 34.7 breast. Pretty good. Couple other 34s, mostly 35s. And now we shift to the freestyle mode. Using different muscles, but mentally, man, it's a drain. You're talking 4 minutes of really intense swimming. And these young guys are doing it well. Reed with 50 to go. Right behind him is Duran. And he's from Rockville, Long Island and Rockville. Darren went a 27.38. Reed only was a 28.3 on that first 50, and now he's just about caught him. And it's going to come down right here. Let's see who wants it more. Oh, yeah. And at the touch, Reed hangs on. 3:58.27 with a 27 flat on the end. Darren second with a 3:58.5. Some outstanding swims there. Very good. Look at those times. Nice drops on these guys from this morning. All right. So that's going to move us over into the D final. There you go. There's Reed. Okay. I'm a little tired, Coach. Let me catch my breath. 16 lengths of the pool for the D final. Coming up with Tyler, Michael, Jack, Troy, Ryan, Jackson, Walker, and Maddox. This is the second heat. You see all the boys who qualified. And they'll be getting after it. .100 yards, butterfly backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. This morning in lane 4, the 16-year-old from Nation's Capital was 3:59.36. Troy Utter, just ahead of Ryan Wanner in 5. He was 3:59.6. And those were only 2 guys under, but everybody else was 4:01.1 or better, making it 1.8 seconds the difference between first and 8th seed times out of this group. Very nice smooth fly out there in the middle. That is lane 5, Ryan Wanner, Waukesha Express. They used to be Waukesha, and they changed the name back to Waukesha. Ryan with a very nice turn. His butterfly time was 52.48. Came 27.9. He was the only 27 on that back half of the 100. He holds a full second lead over Maddox May in lane 8 at 53.5. Was your second position at the end of the fly, and he seems to be extending it. Nice backstroke, 30.10 for Tanner there. 29.9 for Troy right next to him. He's making up a little room there in lane 4, but coming off this turn, we'll see anybody else. Lane 2's making a good move. That's another Team Green. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Michael Zhu from NCAP right down here. Very strong 50. He takes over the lead. He went at 29.3 on his second compared to Ryan's 30.7. So in that 50 alone, he went 1.5 seconds faster. And he's got a good breaststroke. He's hanging on. Looks like Ryan's breaststroke's pretty strong in lane 5 as well. See if anybody's up for making a big move here. Sometimes you see a just natural breaststroker in the individual medley. Just step on it, and all of a sudden, boom, things going. To tell you the truth, Ryan looked very strong there. His first 50 of breaststroke, 33.13. And looks like that is the fastest. 33.7 for Jack Grimley, 33.7 Walker Simpson. But nobody down to 33.1. Troy Utter's also at 33.7. Everybody else is well above that. But this one looks very strong for Ryan Wanner in lane 5. Swimming Waukesha Express. Very good turn. He was 32.80, turns under 3 minutes at 2:59.2. They're going to have to hump it to catch him. We did see quite the finish in that girls' race. Coming down the end. But I don't know about this young guy. And I know how they train up there. Coach Blaine gets them going, man. They don't mess around. This kid's in good shape, Ryan. 28.5. He is still the fastest. Well, now there's a 27, couple 27s, but he's going to be fast enough. These guys are a little too far behind to make any real difference here. Last chance coming out of lane 7. That is Walker Simpson. Team Greenville. Told you they'd be tough, but it's Ryan Tanner, 3:55.25. Walker gets the second with a 3:56.31. Great swim. Very nice drop, boys. Always good to see. There's everybody's time. Gotta love it. Brings us to our third heat, the C final. There's Ryan. Very happy to be finished. Over next to him, big smile also. In lane 6, out of Jackson, Steiner from Machine. Always a good thing. When you break that 4 minutes, I'm sure it's like, hell yeah, we did it, coach. Thanks. All right. Here come the boys in the C final. Edward, Benjamin, Owen, Luke, Daniel, Gibson, Joseph, and Quinn. Those are the 8 men. There they are. Young men, you see the teams. Again, Team Greenville showing up big in a distance event. They consider the 4IM, even though it's kind of a middle distance. You've got to be really strong and talented and committed to succeed in this event because you have to do all your strokes well. And it's not like 100 IM you can get in and just bang it out. You have to have some strategy. You have to have some technique. You have to have some smarts. Better have some damn good coaching, too, because that's going to go a long way in an event like this. And I can tell you, these boys do. Daniel Giannatis has the lead first. And talk about good coaching, the Academy Bullets. Of course, the big director there, Bill Shaw's on our board, and he has a great team of coaches that every year come down here and just perform peak after peak performance. Very close across the board at the end of this 100 fly. You could almost call it, but it's Gibson. It's going to be Gibson's serve. He's unattached from the southeast, but he is, his 50 was 27.9, 52.5, but they're all like 52.6, 52.7, 52.8. I mean, everybody was right there. And now you see a little more movement, a little more separation in the backstroke. And it's still going to be Gibson in lane 6, our unattached swimmer. He goes 30.1. So he has and also got a 30.1 out of Owen Bird. Team Greenville in lane 3 down here. White cap at the bottom of your screen, turning just about with Gibson. It's an unusual name, huh? Gipson. I know Gibson, but Gibson. Get one for the Gipper, I guess. Well, the Gipper's trying to get one for himself here, and he's still in the lead. 29.65. Owen is 30.02. 152.3 to 153.0. And who's got the frog legs? Lane 3 is looking pretty strong. That's Owen Bird. That's not a bad breaststroke. Over in lane 7, that's Joseph Warnagiris making a big move. Joseph moved all the way up to 3rd place. It's still Gibson. Gibson to 27.7, just a tenth or two ahead, but man, things are really interesting. Lanes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8, they're all in it. And coming into the breaststroke to freestyle transition, lane 4 has taken the lead. Luke DeFrancisco. He went 34.0 at the fastest second 50 of breaststroke. You had a number of other 34s, but boy, right here, it's going to come down to the freestyle. These 3 guys that are Luke's in 4. You got Gibson in 6. In 5 between them is Daniel from Academy. Look at this with 50 to go, straight across. 7. We've told you, Joseph Warnagiris. And boy, look at this. Look at these guys. Who's it going to be? Let's see this last turn. Slightly in 6 maybe, but 7, I don't know. Joseph Gibson in 6, look in 5. It's Daniel. And at the finish, it's going to be, lane 6, Gibson. 3:56.39. On his last 50, Gibson threw down a 25.98. Second place, you can see the times right there, was Joseph. There's your winner. That was a heck of a race. Really close. Nobody knew who was winning until right there at the end. Some very nice swims. Okay. So that means 2 heats remain. The B final and, of course, the championship final. The guys behind the blocks now getting ready to go, getting pretty excited are Jason, John, Nathan, Charles, Ethan, Patrick, John, and Andrew. Oh, yeah. And another clean start. Looks good. Looks like everybody's in. Ready for this 16 length of the pool race. Oh, yeah. Coming out at the first 50. That's lane number 3. Nathan Lindstrom Academy, 24:44. Very close at the end of the 100. Slight edge down here at the bottom. Jason Van Oltz from 53.13. Jason's from New Wave. He's only 15 years old. But 1 through 5 in 7 are all right there. That's John Murphy over in 7. 5 is Ethan Zhu. And Ethan's from the Condors. And, yep, it's now lane number 2 with the fastest backstroke split of 29.13. That was 29.46 for John Chen. 29.13 was John Murphy. I told you last night, that's a great backstroke lane. Look at Murphy go out there. He takes over the lead, goes at 29.0, and at the halfway mark, John Murphy, 151.99. Got 3 other guys who threw down to 29, but here we go, breaststroke. And big movement out of Ethan Zhu. The Condors, he's got the white cap in the center of the pool, and right next to him, lane 4, that's Charles Greenwood out of NCAP. Look down here in the red cap. That's John Chen. We know he can swim breaststroke. We've seen him in this meet for a couple of years now, stepping up in this event, the 200 brass. He's got it going on for Nova. 33.6 for John in lane 2. 32.6 for Charles Greenwood was the fastest. 32.7 for Patrick Bennington in lane 6. But this race right now, 2, 4, 5, John, Charles, Ethan. Don't forget Jason in lane 1. Look at him. Jason went a 32.5. He had the fastest last 50 of breaststroke to pull himself into 3rd position and get into this race. First length of freestyle, though, the center of the pool boys, Ethan and Charles, trying to put a little distance between them and the rest of this field. So with 50 yards to go, this turn means a lot. They hit it together. 3:28.0, 3:28.1. And lane 5 picking it up, the kick. Ethan looking strong coming out of that turn. Ethan in 5 looks to have asserted himself just enough to get this victory and win the banana heat. 25.6 on the end, 3:53.80 for Ethan Zhu. A nice 3-second drop. There's all the times. Of course, we're going to double check. We know lane 8 still needs to be corrected, but 3:58.10 is what we have out here for Andrew. Okay. Music's on. Boys are going to be marching out. Here they come. Evan Conti from the Academy Bullets leading the way. My man's focused. He's got his game face on. All the boys do. Look at that. They're ready. These guys are ready. They know they're going to work. They're going to put in almost 4 minutes of really hard, intense, exhaustive physical work. You know, when they put their bodies through some amazing contortions to follow these rules we call fly back breast in free. There you go. Julian Brady, lane 1. He's from Nova. Braden Capon from Academy Bullets. Got his check in his block. Sean Green, oh, we know that name. Matter of fact, I saw Sean's dad last night, now retired coach. Long Island, Sean, a great swimmer, of course, for Long Island. Highland Hurricanes has the top seed, Joshua Bay. He went 3:48.03 this morning. Matthew Wolfley, he is from Nova. He's a 3:49 this morning. He is the second seed. Alexander Groszkowski from the Occoquan Swimming. Jaru Zhu, Aquajets in 7, and out in 8, we said already, Evan Conti. Okay. Okay. This is going to be a great race right here. Of course, 3:48.0, 3:49.7, 3:50.2, your top 3 in the middle. As I said, Sean Green of Long Island, lane 3. Long Island always known to have great distance, great 4 IMs. And, you know, Sean's dad, Keith, was retired as a fireman before he retired as a swim coach. Now he's a swim dad. I'm sure he's watching this one and loving it. In the center of the pool, Joshua Bay. He's first at 23.00. He's not messing around. The Indiana swimmer has a strong butterfly. And Wolf Lee, that's right, Matthew Wolf Lee. I learned how to pronounce this from my sister Mary because she's friends with the mom, Stephanie, and I get all this detail because I mess everything up on the first night, but now we've got it. So I think the fly to back, you look at the fastest, 49.96 for Joshua. That's cranking right along there. Lane 3, lane 2. These guys are after it. That is Sean Green in 3. And these guys, 28.1 and 28.3 for Sean. Josh still a little faster, 28.1. So they're making it happen. Backstroke, very critical to get that shoulder rotation. Look how strong these guys are. Sean making a quick move right in here to the turn, trying to jump on it a little bit. And still have Josh with the lead. He went at 28.2, but Sean was 27.7, have the fastest 50 back. They were 146.39 and 146.90. So looking at Joshua's breaststroke, that's a nice long underwater, man. You see where they come up. You can tell he's definitely more of a natural breaststroker. And he's reaching on every stroke. Cycle, stretch, rest. Stress and rest, Matson used to say. So 31.2 for Joshua. 30.9 for Matthew. He's still got some catching up to do in lane 5. He wants to get in that top podium position. Nobody appears to be in the range of catching up with Joshua Bay. Highland Hurricane swimmer out of Indiana. He is 18 years old. And as he reaches to switch over to freestyle, he's got a sizable lead. 32.00, 2:49.62. He's got like a 5-second lead. That ain't being caught tonight unless some serious monkey jumps on the back. Gotta like, when you can go 32.0, you can pretty much dominate an IM and throw that down against these young men. His first 50 of freestyle, 26.9. Matthews made some ground up with that good breaststroke. He goes at 26.8. Sean was a 27-1, so that they are the two guys fighting it out for silver and bronze, with Matthew taking a little bit more of a control position here. But tonight, this is all about Joshua Bay. Touching first, 3:42.61. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our first meet record of the new year. It's a meet record. The old record, 3:43.28. Rockville Montgomery's Toby Barnett from 2 years ago. I do see a referee with a hand up, but I do not think it is Joshua. I think it's one of these outside lanes. We'll see. But that is an outstanding swim and a new record. So, way to go. Way to go, Joshua. Get your name up there with the Olympians and a lot of other really cool dudes that have set meet records at our annual gathering here. All right, there's some excitement. Now we're going to move over to the women's events again. This is going to be the women's 100-yard breaststroke. The meet record here is 58.65 from 2 years ago. And that was Elmbrook's Lucy Thomas. First heat, Kyra, Gabrielle, Abigail, Savannah, Megan, Natasha, Catherine, and Madison. Our best 16 and under girls who didn't make the top 32. Fastest out of the crew was Savannah Harris, Nova, Virginia. That's why they gave her lane 4, 104.70. 105.44, Long Island's Madison Lynn out in lane 8 to fill out the field. So all of these girls, 0.7 of a second separating them this morning in this 100-yard event. Lane 5's going to touch first. That's Megan. She's a 29.49. Megan List out of the Aqua Jets. It's a good shot. Thanks again to Takeitlive for the great video we get at this pool, at every pool, whenever we have Takeitlive. Really strong off that 75 roll is Megan List. And the Aqua Jet teenager is going to grab this first heat and touches home 102.90. Jumped right over the 103s, Megan. There you go. 102.90. Yeah, all right. And a good swim. And a good swim for her. There, she seems a little happy. All right. A little congrats. There's everybody's time. Up next is the D final. The D final is going to be Ariana, Riley, Camille, Ella, Lauren, Molly, Fiona, and April. There they are. Fastest this morning from this group. You got the 3 FMC 18-year-olds right in the middle of the pool. They went 4:09, 4:09, and 4:10. Man, how do you pick who's going on the relay? Well, I'm glad that's Dave Krodiak's problem, not mine. April Chun on the outside, she went 104.61, so everybody within 0.5 of a second this morning. It should be a great race. And there in the middle, that's Ella Kelly. They gave her lane 4. She tied with Lauren Jablonski, both from FNC. And lane 5 was only 100th behind is Camille. Lane 3 is Camille Zenas. But maybe lane 1. Oh, Ariana, she's second. It is Ella Kelly. She's 29.36, 29.49 in lane 1 for Ariana. So slight lead in the middle. You got an outside smoker down in lane 1, sneaking it, but fell off a little bit there. This is looking better for Ella. In lane 4. Over in lane 7, that's Fiona Suniava making a strong finish, but Kelly just enough to hang on. 103.30, 103.51 for Fiona. And that is it for the D final. There's your winner. Ella's over in lane 4, and Lucy's got there. He's turning around now. 103.30. Good racing, girls. The C final is going to feature Tessa, Amanda, Isabella, Angela, Annabelle, Abigail, Olivia, and Ellis. That's a nice crew. Got a couple of 14-year-olds. Tessa Hansen in 1, Abigail Moore in 6. Everybody else is 17 except Olivia Camp in lane 7. She's 16. And they're off and in. Nice underwater breakout for Isabella in lane 3. Lane 7 very strong also. That's Olivia. Tightening up quite a bit. Still slight lead out here. Tessa Hansen in lane 1, 29.37. And right behind her, Isabella, 29.49. Good last turn down there. Lane number 5. Annabelle Smith, very strong back half. And she, just touches ahead of Tessa with that extra stroke. 103.90. Oh, I'm sorry, 102.96. There it is to 103.06. Way to go. That's nice drops again. It's always good to see that 102 light up. Yes, yes. 2 heats remaining. There's the B final. There's your lineup: Ashlyn, Taylor, Cheyenne, Lilla, Mallory, Alicia, Caroline, and Annika. All right. You see everybody lined up there. Chattahoochee out of Georgia, Greater Pensacola, not that far. Wisconsin. Lots of different areas of this great nation represented at this competition. .100 yards breaststroke. These girls were 103.12, lane 4, Lilla Wilbur from NCAP, to 103.74, Annika Curran out in lane 8 from Madison Aquatic Club. And center of the pool, strong, lane 2, very strong. That is Lilla Wilbur, but also 7 and 8 looking good. It is Taylor Clements in lane 2 at first at the halfway mark, 29.13, but very tight. It's going to depend on this third 25. And, of course, this pivotal final turn, really aggressive in lane 4 with Lilla Wilbur in strong, breaking out strong. Very close right behind her. In 5 is Mallory Ferguson. Way over in 7. Look at Caroline Agee. Look at 2. Taylor Clements. Oh, it is 7. It's Caroline Agee. Caroline from Nation's Capital takes it with a 102.07. She comes home in a 32.57. Wow. Third place, we had Taylor Clements at a 102.34 if it didn't show up there on your screen. Man, that was a great B heat. What are we going to get in this final? You know, we did say the record here is a 58.65. Elmbrook's Lucy Thomas from 2 years ago. Oh, and there's a quick shot of the Blazing Barracudas, Catherine Dorsey. Here's a first one by leading the parade. The girls walk a lot faster than the boys. The boys kind of play games. The girls are not messing around. They're coming out or getting behind their blocks, especially, you know, when you got somebody like a 15-year-old youngster leading the parade. I'm not taking my time. And that's Catherine at the far side. On this side, that's Gwyneth Frick, 18 from Nation's Capital and 1. Machine Aquatics has Elizabeth Bryan. There, she's stretching out, looking good with that great logo cap. NASA Wildcats, Grace Koenig Song in lane 3. Top qualifier, Elizabeth Norwalkie. She's 17 out of the Academy Bullets, 0071. Grace Robb from Longhorns. She's seated second. In lane 6 is Brooke Corrigan, Academy Bullets. Bryce Winsenreed from Excel Aquatics over there in 7. And lane 8, Catherine Dorsey, we said, the 15-year-old from Blazing Barracudas. Okay. The scene is set. Let's see if any of these girls want to get under that magic minute. So cool to look up and see that. All right. Into the pool they go. Very shallow breakout, surprisingly, for Elizabeth in lane 4, but she's up swimming fast. Lane 5. Grace Robb had a good underwater. Coming off this wall. Another strong one. Look at, and in lane 6, Brooke Corrigan looking very good here. She's going to be first at the 50, 28.07. She's like a bullet, swimming for the Academy Bullets out there. Lane 6. Lane 5 in the pink suit. That's Grace Robb trying to make some in. And don't forget, lane 4, that's Elizabeth. She was the fastest this morning. She's not giving up easy. Look at this turn. Now you've got Grace in that pink suit. She's in 5 with a very slight lead. Maybe it's going to come down to the touch. At the finish, it is Grace Robb, Texas. 1:00.11. Oh, so close. So close. There's everybody's time. We got 4 girls with a 00. Great racing, ladies. Thank you for the excitement. And we move to the same event for the gentlemen, the 100-yard breaststroke. And go back to 2015 for the meet record here. End caps Andrew Seliskar. His time was 51.78 for breaststroke, folks, in high school. That's correct. Of course, he went on to become a pretty big national team swimmer. Here's our first heat. All the boys 16 and under who make this bonus E final. It's Charlie, Padraic, Charlie, Ryan, Jared, Devin, Hugh, and Alexander. These guys went 56.82 to 57.60 this morning to earn a spot in this bonus heat. And a good start. Lane 8 out there fast. Lane 5. Lane 8's Alexander. Jared at 5. Five and 6 and 8. It's Jared Goldstein. He's 26.3. Second place is Charlie. In lane number 3, he was 26.58. These guys are all right there. It's very tight. Very tight. Oh, yeah. It's still going to be 5. That's Jared Goldstein at the 75. Let's see what's going on the outside. They're trying to make a move. Here comes lane 3. Charlie. Charlie and Jared. Jared and Charlie. And it's going to be Charlie. Lane 3. 56.37. That is an outstanding swim for 16 and under. Taking our bonus heat, the E final. All right. I think we checked that last time. It wasn't quite what we had here. Everybody was under. Okay, D final. Look at the boys getting ready to race. Benjamin, Carter, William, Ian, James, Jason, Mitchell, and Patrick. All right. Lane 4, Ian Malone of Greater Pensacola. 56.47 was the fastest. 56.78. Patrick McKillop out in lane 8 for Atlantis Swimming. At Greater Pensacola, man, they've got a long history of great breaststrokers. Oh, yeah. I remember many years of great breaststrokers coming out of GPAC. All the way back to a young man named Waters, right? Anybody know that name? Made the Olympics in high school. 2, 3, and 4 all together. Carter Jewell, he is 25.93, tied with Ian Malone of that GPAC team in lane 4, both 24.93. 25.93. I'm off a second. Didn't want to get you too excited there. But looking in the center of the pool, it could be, but it's lane 2. Carter touches first, 54.85. Ian second, 55.32. Waukesha, talk about great breaststroke team and GPAC. Way to go, boys. Carter's very happy. Look at that. He's got that. Is that the big W symbol for Waukesha? Bam. And a big splash. Nice job. Nice job. Coming up next, the C final. These are the boys finished between 17th and 24th this morning. These guys are all pretty much 17 and 18, a couple 16s. We have Evan, Nathan, Noah, Aaron, Ryan, Andrew, Spencer, and Joshua. Four lengths, breaststroke. You get that one big dolphin kick every time. That's always a bonus. We didn't used to get to do that back in the old days. No wonder they're faster now, amongst a hundred other reasons. And this is a tight heat. This one all the way across, you can pick them. It's lane 4, Aaron Donmez. Odak, 26.0, but everybody's 26.5 or better. They're all right there. He's going to get this turn. Lane 8's looking strong. Lane 6. Lane 8 is Joshua Wang from Rise. 6 is Andrew Koch from Long Island. Long Island might be it at the touch. It is Andrew, 55.45. Just ahead of Joshua Wang, 55.73. There it is. Great racing. All right, and that's it for the C final. We now go to the B final. 9th through 16th this morning. There they are, getting ready. You see Lucas, Ken, Evan, Isadore, Blake, Jesse, Paris, and Gavin. 1 through 8, of course, 1 right here closest. 8 all the way at the top of your screen. 2 more heats of the men's breaststroke. And then we got the women's 2 fly, the men's 100 back, and relays. So moving quite along. Moving right along. Another clean start. Thank you, officials. Always nice to have the best officials in the business down here in Orlando. Center of the pool. Big out for lane 4. That's Isadore. Isadore swimming for Aquajets now, but really close. Now lane 4 is still on it. He's 25.67, but 25.8, 25.7. In lane 1, Lucas looking pretty strong. But the center of the pool in that third lap seems to pull away. Isadore in the middle. Blake is in lane 5. Evan in lane 3. But at the touch, Isadora Warren. Aquajets 54.82. Isadora Warren. Nice swim. Okay. I think he's happy. Yeah, he's coming over at least congratulate us. All right, good job. Nice. Here come the top 8. Trent Hollingsworth is the H2O with the duties of leading the way. Trent's not messing around. He's focused. He's got his water bottle, goggles on, head down. Let's go. Let's do this. Boys are ready. Oh, yeah. I love getting a look at them as they come by. Oh, yeah. You see that purple shirt? That's Stuart Timmerman at the end of the parade. He's going to be first to get introduced right here. That's him taking his sweatshirt off. The big N means NASA Wildcat Aquatics out of Illinois. Yeah, that's a beautiful place there, that Northwestern pool. David Kaczynski, he's from Long Island in lane 2. Wait, is Matthew back again already? Wolf Lee? Holy cow, Matthew, you didn't get much rest there. Good luck. Fast Falcons has Ian Dissosway, Florida swimmer in lane 4, top seed 54.12. Joshua Bay is back again right away, just like Matthew. Highland Hurricanes, he's in 5. Matthew Vatev, Hornet, in 6. Noah Chen from NASA, he's in 7. And we said Trent Hollingsworth, he's the H2Okie from H2Okies Aquatics on the campus of Virginia Tech. Sergio, I'm sure, oversees most of the swimming there. There's everybody lined up for the championship final. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a tough night. If you're an IM breaststroke dude, you got to do the 4 IM, and then you got a short race for the girls. They just got to, boom, you come back around after the 100. You got to be right back up. But that's why we train them. And it is strong right there in the center. That is Ian in 4, but over in 5, Joshua, he is in first. He's coming in hot, 24.71. Matthews, he's there with him. Matthew Vatev was 25.1. Matthew Wolfley, 25.2. But this last wall's going to tell it. Look at that turn. Oh, my gosh. Lane number 5. Joshua Bay. That just destroyed the field. Back to back. What a great swim. 52.70. That's within a second of the great Andrew Seliscar's record from 2015. That's as close as we've been in a while, folks. Look at those times. Matthew Wolfley gets the second. Very nice. They seem pumped. He's pumped with that time. Look at these guys over here. Matthew Vatev getting the 3rd. Great racing, gentlemen. Very nice. Very nice. Yep, the big tank here is still very fast. So the women's have a 200-yard butterfly. And it's going to be 5 heats and then off to the relays for the ladies' events. This is our first heat. Emily, Kelsey, Una, Karina, Lauren, Gabrielle, Diana, and Bryn. Eight lengths of the pool. These are our 16 and unders. Fastest out of the crew this morning, Karina Dye from Long Island. She's in lane 4. Her time was 2:05.10. At the top of your screen, Bryn Sundell from Madison Aquatic Club, 2:06.27. So everybody within 1.1, 1.2 seconds of each other. Lauren Vogt. Lauren from the Nitros of Kansas. She is first out at the 50 with a 26.89. Very nice race here. Coming into the halfway mark. Slight lead for Karina Dye. She is 58.08. Just ahead of 58.18. Lauren Vogt right next to her. We're in 4 and 5. Look out in lane number 8. Bryn Sundell. She's swimming very strong up there at the top of your screen. And Karina still first. She went a 31.3 there. She turned it 1:29.4. So she's flirting with that sub 2 minute after going 2:05 this morning. I don't know. That's a big ask. 5-second drop. She'll be close to it, though. She'll get down under that. Definitely faster than this morning. But here comes the field trying to catch her. Lane number 2 is Kelsey Grayson. She's coming strong. Lane 8, Bryn Sundell, and it goes to Kelsey. Nice finish, Kelsey. 32.34 on your way home. Way to finish. 2:02.86. Outstanding swim. She's from the BGC Northwest Chester Marlins. All right. Out of Metro. We'll take that. Good kickoff to our 200 fly set of heats. The D final coming up next. All of these girls, 2:04.09 to 2:04.54. Wow. Alexandra, Maeve, Catherine, McKinley, Isabella, Amelia, Haley, and Sigrid. Oh, yeah. 0.45 seconds separated these 8 girls over 8 lengths of butterfly this morning. Okay, the D final is in the pool, and they're racing.
Yeah, we've really evolved in the 5 years we've been together. When COVID hit, a lot of teams started to together, and we did pick up quite a few kids from other places that we gave them the option too.
It's Maeve Collins from Rise. She's in lane 2, 26.83. Right next to her, Kaylee Catherine Dela Cruz is 27.06. So early on, the race down here at the bottom of the pool. Lane 3 still with a slight lead. Lane 8's Sigrid out there doing okay, but 1, 2, 3 is 3, 2, 1. From Academy Bullets, splitting a 30.1 on that. Kaylee Catherine went a 30.1 to go 57.2 and lead all flyers at the 100. 57.2, 57.4 for Rise's Collins next to her. So Dela Cruz cruising here, but out in lane 8, there's some cruising being done by Sigrid Nemo on that 50. Sigrid went 30.6, the only girl under 31, and really there's a few over 32. So out in lane 8, she's got the speed at the moment. We'll see how Kaylee Catherine responds, and coming off that turn, it may be now the race belonging to Sigrid. Nemo way up top. Look at her go as she finishes strong. 2:00.87 with a 31.69 finish. Outstanding splits for Sigrid Nemo from the Aqua Jets. Coming home with that victory. 4-second drop. That's going to be a big help. Loving that race. So, the third heat of this ladies' cluster of butterfly competition. Let's see. There they are. Vivian, Olivia, Mary, Ariana, Madeline, Amberlyn, Kara, and Angela. Okay, that's Heat 3, the C final. 2:02.94 was Ariana's time in lane 4. Angela in lane 8 was 2:03.90, so less than a second. For 8 girls, 2:02.9 to 2:03.9 this morning. Maybe one of them will pop something under that 2-minute mark. Let's see that. That might just happen tonight. Lane 5 going out pretty strong. That's Madeline Bynum. We've seen her race. Nova, Virginia. She's only 14 years old. Lane number 3 looks very strong. That's Mary Heckman's. Mary from the Arlington Aquatic Club, another great team with a lot of tradition in that D.C. area. Oh, yeah. And lane 5, Madeline. Lane 3, Mary. There's still lane 1, Vivian. Over in lane 8, that's Angela. But it's Mary from Arlington. She went 30.7 on that second 50. And she's first at the 100 with a 58.15. Still holding on to it. But it is tight. It is tight. Mary in lane 3, Madeline in lane 5. Over in 7 and 8, lane 8. Oh, man, Madeline with the slight lead. She's 129.9, 129.91 for lane 8, which is Angela. Look at this. Angela out in lane 8. Lane 7's going with her. That's Kara McDonald from Long Island. Those girls don't know her. They say, let's just go. We don't need the rest of these girls. Let's finish strong. So it's Kara in 7. Angela in 8, and it is Kara! 31.39 for the Long Islander. 2:01.41 to capture that C final. The 16-year-old comes back strong. Catching her breath over there, very happy. All right. Yep, there she is. Big smiles. Boom, I'm going to pop right out. I want to go talk to my coach. I'm going to go see my coach because I know they're going to be very happy with that. All right. All right. Coaches are happy too. So here we go now. We've got the B final. You can see the names. Caroline, Catherine, Lindsay, Maria, Aubriel, Caroline, Fegan, and Kendall. 200 butterfly, 2:00.96 was Maria Webb, Rockville. She's in lane 4. 2:02.8 Kendall in lane 8 from the Bullets. And they're in the B heat. Strong group of flyers here. 7 and 8. And 7 is Fegan Kaminsky, Chicago Wolfpack. But I know we've seen her in South Florida a lot this winter. I think she's got dual citizenship. She's Florida Gold Coast as well. At least a lot of our meets we've seen her. She does a great job. She's out first at 26.42. And just a youngster. She's only 15. I'm sure that tan didn't come from Chicago. Lane 4 looking strong. That's Maria Webb. Maria takes over with the lead. She went at 29.7 there, and she's first at 56.61. Fegan still second with a 56.89. Up the top of your screen, Silver Cap, lane 7. She's pulling along those other two girls, but in the lead now is still Maria Webb from Rockville. Okay. Aubriel in lane 5 making the move now. The Ole swimmers always known for the way they finish their races. And she's moved all the way up. McKay into second position. She went 31.08. So McKay was the fastest 50 on that third. And now she's just behind Maria Webb. As they come off the wall, I can feel the excitement as the coaches are jumping up and down. I can see the thrill for Aubriel. She's going to come in, and she's going to, Maria, see, Aubriel gets it. It's so close. 1:59.32. She comes home in a 31.12. Oh, yeah. All the OLYs, they're all jacked up. First place, Aubriel McKay. Somebody tell me. I know, it's Aubriel. Great swim. Very nice finish. And the W. Okay, the music means here they come. And Caitlin Colasar, Suburban Seahawks, shaking it out, bringing it in, leading the way. As they come down, girls are locked in, ready to go. Lane number 1 is from Nation's Capital. Here she comes to the block to get ready. You see that cap, that jacket, that's Emma Signa. Ready to go. Lane number 2, Beatrice Stewart. Blazing Barracudas giving a wave to her fans. Oh, yeah. Lane 3 is Sadie Buckley. Nation's Capital, stretching her leg out there. Lane 4, Isabel Boo. And she's from Academy Bullets. You see the light suits, dark caps. Lane 5, Caitlin Swallows, New Albany. Lane 6 is Kara Kosak, Excel Aquatics. Annabelle Wenzel from Aqua Jets over there in 7. You see the pink cap. And down at the end, that's Caitlin Colasar. We said the Seahawk from suburban Philadelphia, the Suburban Swim Club, where Peter Dalen used to coach, the great Southern Cal coach. Started the Suburban Swim Club. Late 40s, early 50s, something like that. That's where they started Swimming World Magazine, too, by the way. Junior swimmer. Learn something new every day. Listen to this show. Here we go, girls. Big heat. And they are in clean. Isabel had the fastest time this morning. She was 1:58.97. 2:00:34 is what it took to make the top 8. These underwater turns also critical. Lane 7 looking very strong. There's 5. 5 is Caitlin Sallows. 6 is Zara Kosak. But Caitlin with the lead. She's 26.15. Second was Annabelle down in lane 7. Annabelle Wenzel is 26.36. Still looking strong for Caitlin. New Albany Aquatic Club out of Ohio. She's in lane 5, currently in the lead. Strong there. Lane 1, Emma moving up to second. The end cap swimmer threw down a 29.70. She's 56.1. But 55.55 is Caitlin Sallows from New Albany in the center. Did she spend too much early, or is anybody going to back half this thing to make it a race? She's hanging in at the moment, but Annabelle Wenzel still the Aqua Jets in 7 looking very strong. And Zara in between lane 1. Here comes Emma. Emma goes 30.5, 30.47 for Annabelle. Those are your 2 fastest 50s on the third round. Trying to hang on is Caitlin Sallows, and she's still barely ahead. But looking at this coming off the wall. Oh, man, here comes the crew. Caitlin muscling her way. Zara Kosak next to her. Isabel next to her. And the finish is Isabel Bow, Academy Bullets. 1:58.09. Oh, my goodness. It's a tie. Zara Kosak and Isabel. Both 1:58.09. What a finish. I'm like, well, who got second? Oh, we got 2 1s. We got no second place. Outstanding racing, ladies. Tess O'Halley's 152.88 will stand another year. Back in 2022. Remember those great swims from Long Island. So that'll do it for the girls' individual events on night 2. Still got some relays, though. That 200 medley for the ladies coming up. Men have the 100 backstroke. 45.60 was Anthony Grimm's record for the Mason Makos back in 2019. Our 16 and under heat will lead us off with Aiden, John, Matthew, Cody, Aladdin, Andrew, Colton, and Mehmet. All right. 50.34, Cody Watts, the 15-year-old out of Ozaki, was the top out of this crew. 50.82 to get in. Mehmet Bulu Utufan over in lane 8 from Old Dominion. And the guys are in clean, good start, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see. Matthew, Cody, Aiden, no Aladdin. Got to get my eyes checked. A-A-D-I-N in lane 5 is Aiden. A-I-D-I-N in 1. Aiden, I guess. And it is Aiden in lane 5. Aiden Terrazas. And he's a 15-year-old. His first 50, 23.77. Okay. Very tight. You call it at the wall. It might be 1. It is Aiden out of 1. Aiden Maminovic. Nova, 49.47. My man's excited. He had to splash down. First time under 50. You gotta love that. Good finish. His second 50 was a 25.2. I like that. Aiden, Andrew, Aiden. One A, and a Matthew. All under 50. I don't know that lane 8, Alicia, that pops up there. That's some kind of typo. It's really not a 103. The 8th place finisher we had was much different. So, anyway, we will get you that correct. Of course, all our results are posted and will be on our website, the National Club Swimming Association. Here's the D final. You can see them all right there. Liam, Tyler, Ethan, Curtis, Lucas, Evan, Jack, and Benjamin. 49.69 for Curtis in lane 4, City of Lafayette. 50.10, Benjamin Jabs. Just to get in, got one of our own, St. Andrews Aquatics, senior. Lane 5 is Lucas Bailey in this D heat. And Lucas may have gotten to that 25 first. Lane 5, pretty good underwaters. Lane 6 looks really strong. That's Evan. Yeah, Evan Tack from Atlantis. Lane 2, Tyler Phillips, NCAP, 23.40. Tack second with a 23.54. Very strong. We'll see what this last turn brings. It's going to come down to who breaks out, who's got it up. It's still Tack with a nice one, Bailey with a good one out in lane 8, Benjamin Jabs. Here comes Bailey at the finish. Does he have enough? Oh, Tack touches him out. 48.92 to 49.06. Maybe one more stroke, Lucas. Quick stroke might have gotten you there. Who knows? But that race was a good one. 25.3 coming home for Evan. Gives him the victory. There's everybody's time. Bringing us to the C final. C final boys stepping up, starting with Gustav, then Charlie, Pablo, Isaiah, Casper, Trey, Maximus, and Brady. Fastest time, 49.47 by Francis. I think I would say, I say Francis, right? I-S-A-I-H. I say, is it? I say Francis. What do you say? Condors Swim Club. 49.47 and 49.63 for Brady Julian. So a tenth and a half between these 8 guys this morning. Seemed to take a while, but we got it done. Everybody in. Very strong there in the center of the pool. Lane 4 is Curtis Malone, City of Lafayette. I'm guessing they have an outdoor pool too. He looks pretty strong, pretty tan. These guys in swimming, indoor backstrokes, always a little more controlled. Guys like it when they can look at the ceiling. Look at this now. It's Casper Lee in lane 5. Look out in lane 7, Maximus. And it is Casper Lee just ahead of Maximus. 48.41, 48.53. Third goes to Ice, and he's 48.78. You can read them all right there. There's Casper. And you can use your back button if you want to see them. They'll all be there. And, of course, you have them on the app. You have them on the web page. 2 heats remaining of individual events here on night number 2. Who wants to go to London, boys? Top 2 usually get invited. Of course, you fill out your form. We'll be announcing those members again tomorrow night. We'll start about 5:15 with some awards. We'll parade the London folks out and give them their bags with a really cool logo on it, and start to fill out that team. Coach Jeremy Lynn will be one of the coaches. Olympian, great breaststroker that he was. All right. Yuri, Quinn, Joseph, Henry, Griffin, Belazar, Grant, and Nathan. 48.80 was Henry in the center of the pool. 49.4 to get in. This is that tricky little wedge. Okay. Lane 2 trying to get it right. It's Quinn. I think they're all good. Everybody in clean. No red flags here. Henry with a great start in lane 4. Very strong. Underwaters. Too tight to call. Everybody turning together. Henry 23.27 and 5 guys within a tenth of a second. So, you figure it out. Henry still in 4. Griffin in 5. Who's got the breakout here? Joseph in 3. Oh, man. Could be Griffin. Could be. It is Griffin Oler, Rockville, Montgomery, 48.48. Henry's 48.58. Joseph, 48.62. All of them right there. I don't know why lane 8, we end up with that guys in the... It's like there's an extra lane 8 we can't get rid of. But the top 8, 1 through 8 are the times. I don't know why Alicia keeps showing up with her 103, but pay no attention. We'll get it correct. Here come the last parade of the evening. Oh, yeah. Shoulders back for Jackson Tischler, leading the way for Nation's Capital. He went 48.70 to sneak in 8th place. And once you're in, you're in. Anybody can win, but to do that, he's going to have to beat Zachary Oswald, who's the top seed from Suburban with a 47.2. But there's Braden Cape in lane 1. He's ready, man. He's splashed out. 16-year-old from Academy Bullets. Oh, yeah. Put me in, Coach. Luke Bedsole, we've seen him win already. Huntsville, 48.13. He's in the second lane, getting himself ready. Some knuckles from his buds. Some arm swings out of lane 3. That's Nathan Zabota. Of course, we've seen him pick up some gold here, too. Zachary Oswald, top seed from Suburban in the light-colored suit. Lane 5's Luke Vatev. He's the young guy from Hornet age group. We used to see him in all the age group meet. Maximus Bluff. Maximus from Greater Toledo. Elliot Ridge-Novian. He's from Atlantis, Elliot. And then Jackson, we talked about, he led the way over there in lane 8 from Nation's Capital. 100 breast, last individual race of the evening. Everybody ready? All right. A couple different styles of backstroke start, but they all seem to work. They're all out there. Lane 2 had a great start. That's Luke Bedsole. He got up quick, and he is off that turn. Lane 4, we said was Zachary. And it is Luke first, 22.18. Zachary right behind him at 22.30. Lane 5, Luke Vatev, the youngster. He wants to sneak one out. He says, hey, I can win. Just because I'm 15, why not? Look way over there in lane 7, Elliott. At the finish. Here comes Zachary and Luke, and it is Zachary 46.73 by 3/100ths. Ahead of Luke Vatev from the Hornets, 146.70 or 46.76. Pretty cool stuff. All right. So that is going to do it for our individual events. And I'm going to give you a slight reprieve while we turn the microphone over to our public address announcer, and Mike gives us the awards on the evening. So stay tuned. We'll come right back. We got 3 heats of the girls' 200 freestyle relay. I thought it was medley. It's freestyle. And then 3 heats of the men's 800 freestyle relay to wrap it up tonight. Let's see some awards, and we'll be right back for some more racing just after that. And thank you.
The speakers in the middle of the pool, the bottom 2 are completely blown. They need to be unplugged.
No.
And presenting the gentleman's 100 backstroke. In the gentleman's 100 backstroke, 8th place goes to Jackson Tischler of Nation's Capital. The silver going to Academy Bullets, Braden Kappen. Nova of Virginia, Nathan Zabata in 6th place. 5th was Maximus Buff of Greater Toledo Aquatics Club. In 4th place, Huntsville Swim Association, Luke Bedsole. The bronze to Atlanta Swimming, Elliot Renovine. The silver to Hornet Age Group Swim Club, Luke Vadev. And number 1, Suburban Seahawks, posting in with a winning time 46.73, winning by only 3/100ths of a second, Zachary Oswald. I didn't know. I didn't. Now about 14 after, we got about 6 minutes.
Well, according to my watch, we still have about 5 minutes before we start these relays. Our awards people have done such a stellar job again this year, which gives us a little bit of time. I've invited our treasurer from the NCSA, longtime board member, one of our great leaders, Mr. Jeff Cooper.
Thanks.
Holy Swimming to come up and join me for a little while. And Jeff, tell us about this. I haven't talked to the people too much about London and the trip to the Adam Peaty meet. How did this come about? What's going on? How do you make the team?
Well, every 4 years we always want to do an international trip, and they reached out to us, the Adam Peaty group, and it was an opportunity to go over to London and swim in the 2012 Olympic pool. Just a pretty easy trip actually to put together. But what we're doing here, a little bit different in selection, is that you had to apply to make the team. So it's the first and second fastest kids in each event that applied to being, eligible to go. And then once we start getting doubles, we select the third fastest swimmer by power points. So we really won't select those swimmers until the last day of the meet, but starting tomorrow, we start posting the top 10 power point swims for women, top 10 power point swims for men, so kids can really get an idea of where.
Now, for those who don't understand, power points are kind of like the international way. We can do it for yards. We usually see it for meters, but it's a way to compare swimmers who rank high in one event against another.
It's against the world record, and it's FINA power points is what it is. And, and so it's the percentage of how close it is to a world record in that event. And so that's how we end up selecting and getting the rest of the team. But the first and second place swimmers in each event are automatic bids.
Every Olympic event.
Every Olympic event, not the 50 butterfly, 50 backstroke, or 50 breaststroke.
Okay.
All of the other events.
But still, it's a great opportunity. And now, how much are these kids going to have to pay to go over this?
So the only thing they have to do is get themselves to the D.C. area for the team travel flight over to London. All of the rest of the trip is completely covered by the NCSA. So they get an opportunity for an international trip, that's going to cost them about $350.
Except for the ones who live in the D.C. area, they're going to fly right at it. Holy cow, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
And now that's money that this is a totally not-for-profit group. Bob Gillette put us together some 25 years ago, it seems. God rest his soul, and now we're still giving back to the kids and getting them an experience. I know we've experienced the trip to Ireland. We haven't gone anywhere since the COVID days, so really hats off to you and the crew and everybody who's putting it together. Who are the coaches going to be?
Right now, Jeremy Lynn is one of the head coaches, and Matt Weber from HSA is the other head coach. They will select coaches from the kids that make the team and the coaches that have applied. And so it's that's kind of how we'll select the staff. We'll have 4 besides the head coaches on each side, so there's 10 coaches on the staff. We have a medical person going. We also have a trainer, our manager and trainer going along with one of our board members, Bill Shawls, who will also be a manager for the trip as well. So they're staying right there at the Olympic Park. It's just going to be a fantastic trip for the kids, and hats off to Sid Cassidy as well, and wonderful job he does here on this on the live cast and everything else. And those of you that don't know, Sid's also on the board and puts a lot of hours into what we do. And Sid, we can't thank you enough.
Oh, Coop, I'm blessed to be a part of it. I trust your wife's listening, because she is a big part of us bringing this live cast to the next level. And I talk about the Takeitlive guys, the most professional group we could ever associate ourselves
No,
with.
it really is. It's funny. We've even had times where our live cast is going on at the same time as NCAA's, and people are like, our live cast looks better than the ESPN and NCAA's. So you're right. Take hats off to the Takeitlive guys. They do a heck of a job, and with the graphics and everything else they do, it's definitely a professional-looking operation, that's for sure.
So when does the team leave? When will they assemble?
So they assemble third week of May, and it's a 10-day trip. Like I said, they gather in D.C. together, and then they fly over. They've got about 5 days that they're there before the competition, get used to the time change, get used to the new surroundings and everything, train a little bit in the Olympic pool, and get themselves ready for competition.
Well, knowing how much Adam Peaty and his whole group do for swimming and how much they've been putting back into this sport, it's absolutely thrilling that we're going to send a bunch of 18 and under kids over there.
Absolutely.
Who are going to and they're going to get their first of what may be several international opportunities to represent our country. And
that's for sure. And it's just it's a once, for some kids it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we're so proud that we can give back to the sport and give kids a chance to do something like that.
Well, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it for jumping on here, and it sounds like we're just about ready for
Sid will
relay
get them going
time.
again, and we appreciate everything you're doing all week, Sid. Thank you.
All right, Coop. And look at that. Lane 1, that's a St. Andrews Aquatics. I know those girls. Gabbia, Marcella, Cecily, and Alara. Arlington is in lane 2. They got Catherine, Mary, Audrey, and Haley. Huntsville's going with Tatum, Kara, Leliani, and Abigail. Lane 4, Reach, Elise, Veronica, Anna, and Abigail. Waukesha, Ella, Avery, Aspen, Lindsay. Lane 6, Aquajets, Elizabeth, Macy, Grayson, and Ivy. Lane 7, Maria, Gabriella, McKenna, and Isla for Rockville. Good start right there. There's Gabbia in lane 1 right there. And then Samantha, Karina, Mia, and Margaret are out in lane 8 for the B team of FMC. And we are underway. 4x50 freestyle. This is just up and down. Who's got the speed right now? Looking at lane 4, looking at lane 1. It is lane number 4. That's Elise North. She goes at 23:39. Gabia was 23.84 for St. Andrews, and 23.67 with the Aqua Jets over in 6. So here we go. Now look how tight it is in 5, 6, 7, and 1. It is lane number 5. That's Waukesha. They had a 22.91 out of Avery Antonuski. Pretty fast second split there, Avery. 23 flat for Huntsville's second swimmer, Kara Jones. Huntsville down here in lane 3. But, man, look, this is going to be a fast split in lane 5. Holy cow. They just pulled away in a perfect start. At least it looked like it to me, Coach Blaine. And 23.31 for Waukesha. They were Aspen Howell. And their anchor swimmer is Lindsay Schlegel. She's holding on over there. We've got Alara Hurwitz down here. But now at the touch, it is Waukesha Express. Lindsay Schlegel anchors the team with a 23.35. A 22.33 on the end of Huntsville's relay. Oh, yeah, Abigail Chan. That is serious swimming. There's the final scores and relay time, scoring big points for their team. If they move into the top 16, that is. Okay, 2 heats left. These are the 16th highest ranked teams. NASA Wildcats, New Albany Aquatic, Rise Aquatic, Elmbrook, Nova, Nation's Capital, Long Island, and Ole Swimming. Leadoff swimmers 1 through 8 are Sophia, Caitlin, Claire, Caroline, Lane, Emma, and then Lily and Megan on the outside. We'll try and get you a few of these splits throughout. It's a little tricky when it's moving so fast. Lane 5 and Lane 6 with the big starts. Lane 5, that's Lane Francis. She does touch first with a 23.32. Right there with her, 23.41. For NCAP was Emma Young. Lane 5, Anna Linconis is really strong. Lane 3 right now, Lilia Barber. Over in lane number 8, that's Aubriel Mackay. She's got a great split. Aubriel 23.53. 23.37 was lane 5 for Anna. In the water now. These girls are the third swimmers. 23.11 is what the Rise Lilia Barber went. No 22s yet, but maybe here. Looking at lane 5. That was Jasper Jones. She gave the lead for Nova with a 23.14. And that's the fastest out of that third group. But here's the anchor leg. Look at that underwater kick. Great kick out. Oh, man, that's Emery de Gunther for Nova in lane 5. Emery, her final split, 23.07. 22.75 on New Albany. They got the second right here in lane 2. That is a great finish for Leah, Nebraska. Yeah. We'll see those girls at 23.01 on the end for Ole Swimming. Ella Dameworth. So some great finishes there in the second to last heat. And that gets us win it from enough. But anybody can win from any heat in a timed final swim. This is Aqua Jets Verona, Nation's Capital, Academy Bullets. You see them all there. NASA, Elmbrook, Ole. There's the results. NASA, Academy, Rockville, and FMC in lane number 8. Leading off, you have Claire, Peyton, Alyssa, Rebecca, Tierney, Brooke, Gabriel, and Ella. Ella Kelly out there in lane 8. Down here at the bottom in lane number 2, that's Peyton Flowers. She's got a good lead and probably, touches first, 22.59 for Verona. Peyton Flowers with the early lead. But now, taking a good look at lane 5, you had Tierney Lenahan hand off to Marin Shimkus. Marin's having a heck of a swim in lane 5. 22.7 is what Tierney went. Marin followed that up in lane 5 with a 22.68. Over here in lane number 2, that was a 23.10 for Cheyenne Burrows. Lane number 4 is Academy Bullets. Look at this going into the last swimmer. Verona with a slight lead in lane 2. They went 22.47 for Elise Block. She handed off to Maisie Paradis in lane 2. Over in 4 and 5 right now, you got Susanna Cross and Maeve O'Donnell. Lane 5, that Maeve O'Donnell with a strong finish. Gates there. Look at that split, 22.36. And these girls, 22.36 for 130.70. Wow, Maeve, 20.3. High school. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. There's the overall times of the final heat, plus our obligatory extra line for Alicia at the bottom. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. All right, the relays are done for the girls. You can get all those results, of course, on our national page, NCSA. All right, now it's time for the men, but we have a little more time in this one. Again, you got St. Andrews right here in lane 1. How nice to have these guys first. It looks like Will DeMocus Murphy leading us off right here in lane 1. Lane number 2 is Arlington, Connor Manier. Each of these young men are going to swim a 200-yard freestyle. That's the same distance the girls did on the whole relay. Well, we got 3 heats of this. As I said, Arlington's in 2 with Connor Manier. Hinsdale, Henry Gua in 3. Huntsville has Luke Bedsole. Man, that guy's busy in lane 4. Seamus Rooney for Rockville in lane 5. NASA Wildcat has Rohan Babul in 6. Bruno Haggard is in 7 for the Pava Panther Swim Club out of Potomac Valley. And lane 8, Ogaquin Swimming, Aiden Grendiz. Swimming very smooth in the center of the pool, turning first at the 100, 47.78. NASA Wildcats, Rohan Babul. Second place currently, the Huntsville swim team in lane 4. That's Luke Bedsole. As I said, he's swimming every other race tonight, it seems, between last night and tonight. The workhorse that he is, looking very strong for Matt Weber's Huntsville team. He turns first at the 150, throws down a 25.0 on that 50. He's got a good, strong catch on his stroke with 25 to go. These teams are all seated 645 to 647. So basically averaging, what, about 144. Oh, there's first, 137.88 and 138.98. All the way up to 140.99 for Murphy in 1. Okay, not bad. Right. Center of the pool looking very smooth. The second swimmers. Lane 4 is Judd Lunsford. In lane 3, Hinsdale, Aristides, Joni Huckis. Swimming for the Scots in lane 1 is Carlos Flores Pinedo. Arlington has Ethan Shin in 2. It said Rockville B has Alexander and Gwynn over in 5. Aiden Kaplan for NASA is in 6. Chase Garcia for Pava in 7. And Lionel Martinez out in lane 8 for Occoquan. So a very strong swim there in the center of the pool. Lanes 4, 3, and 6, followed by 1 and 7. Turning next. Oh, 26-4, 26-2. Well, there's a 25-9 from young swimmer for the Wildcat. Aiden threw in a nice 50 right there. So here we come, halfway into the relay. You got 3 or 4 teams, 4 if you count St. Andrews down there, and 1 still in it. Oh yeah, and they got their fast guy going third, Lucas Bailey in. Well, let's see that, 3:22.43. So not bad. We got a 1:41.5 for Carlos. And then turning at the 50. Very fast. 22.3, 22.4, 22.2. So these guys are all taking it out pretty strong. Again, you've got that Huntsville team in lane number 4. They were confusing me wearing the different colored caps. I'm easily confused. Down here in lane 1, St. Andrews making a move with Lucas Bailey trying to catch back up. It's still, Huntsville has Luke Ham in the water in lane 4. Over in 6, Stuart Timmerman. In 3, that's Brandon Saliga, but looks like Lucas Bailey now in the lead. He just threw down a 25.5 on his third 50. Nobody else under 26, most of them 27s. If he can finish strong here, looks like he may be under that 140 mark in this first heat, maybe get his team some points. He's going to hand off to the senior, Paul Poca-Tragul. Paul not known for his 200 freestyle. Bailey 5:00.79. That means he went a 1:38.36 for the youngster from St. Andrews School, heading off to Boston College to swim for Dara Torres. But now we've got everybody, all the anchor legs in. The guy at the bottom, you see that angle? That's Paul Poca-Tragul. Oh, Paul, you're out in 22.1. I hope you got enough to hang on, buddy. Following him up in lane 2, the anchor leg is Matthew Rose. Giving chase over in 3 for Hinsdale, David Chase. James Johnson in 4 for Huntsville. Trevor Donnelly for Rockville is in 5. Devin Bone, NASA in 6. Paris Garvin in 7 for Pava, and Nicholas Chiero in 8. But it's Paul Poca-Tragul still holding down. He's 25, so he's out in a 47 plus. I mean, this guy's never gone under, 144 or 5. I don't know if these guys have monster finishes are going to come after him, but teams are going wild. I can see the St. Andrews coaches there giving them the business. There's Quinn and Rahman. Hang on, Paul. You got a 50 to go. He splits a 27.5 there. 26.4 for Huntsville. 26.5. Look way out there on the outside. Oh, my gosh. It's going to come down. Lane number 6. That's Devin Bone coming home strong. Lane number 3 is coming in from Hinsdale. That's David Chase. Chase is chasing Poca-Tragul. Does he have enough to hang on at the finish? It's going to be St. Andrews. 26.44.28 with an ouch 28.29 on the end. Paulie did it the hard way. Way to go, Poca-Tragul. Nice relay for the boys from Boca. All right. Now we're going to move on. That's only the first of 3 heats. We love this 800. Those boys take the hot seat over at 6:44.28. All right. Which is a 143 for Paulie on the end. Not bad. 143.4. Just enough to still be on the hot seat with 2 heats to go. So the second heat, these guys all were seated between 6:38.5 and 6:44.5. So in theory, they should all be faster than that heat. But we'll see. That's why we swim it. Lane number 1 is Atlantis and Elliot Rijnovian. Elliot, we've seen a lot of him. He's leading off. Zachary Oswald doing the leadoff duty for Suburban Seahawks in 2. Lane 3, Carter Jewell for Waukesha Express. Lane 4, Brandon Nagel for Academy Bullets. Lane 5, James Darcy for Long Island. Lane 6, Benjamin Leginski for Ole Swimming. Lane 7, Ryan Smith for Nova of Virginia B Team. And Greater Toledo, Maximus Buff, top of your screen. Lane number 3, Carter Jewell looking very strong for Coach Blaine's Express. They are out to a very strong lead at the 100, 47-1-4 for Carter. And it is, for an event that takes 6, 7, 8 minutes, it is the noise level in here is crazy. This is why we call it the National Club Swimming Association, because we're all about clubs, and the clubs get behind it. The kids love it. Team relays mean so much. Okay, looking there, 24.90 for Blaine's boy, Carter Jewell. 24, he's the only guy under 25. He throws something like that down to be around 137, 138. Yep, he touches first, 137.33. So a nice start for Waukesha Express. He gave way to Ryan Wanner, who won his heat earlier. One of those races, the guy's an animal. He's out strong. Look over in lane 8, though. Maximus Buff finished strong. He handed off to Landon Harmon. Do not count out that Greater Toledo team. Outside smokers over there. The rest of your second swimmers include Gavin Shiflett for Suburban in 2. Evan Conti for Academy Bullets in 4. Evan Tack is in 1 for Atlantis. Arian Bathat is in lane 5 for the B Long Islanders. William Blakely for Ole Swimming in 6. Joshua Farnsworth for Nova in 7. And Landon Harmon out in late 8. We said he's the guy that Buff handed off to. And he's the guy currently in the lead for Greater Toledo. So, he just threw down a 24.8. He threw down another 25.2. So his middle 100 is 50 flat. And that's not bad. You see what he comes home in. He's definitely setting himself up to give his teammates a fair shot to get on the medal podium. Top 8 get medals in all the relays. That's kind of cool. Touch is next. He's 3:16.24 at the halfway mark. So that's a pretty good swim. He must have been, I didn't catch all his splits. I don't know what Maximus was, but we'll try and follow it from there. The second place team is the Academy Bullets. They're at 3:18.6, so they're about 2.4 back going into the third leg. But that third leg for the Bullets is Braden Capon, and we know we've seen him. He's already looking like he's stepping up. You got Thomas Lathrop out there in 8, top of your screen. And those are the 2 teams in the lead. The rest of those athletes, the Bullets. That's the Bullets with Capon. He is catching up, and he is 25.01 to Evans 20. No, it's not Evan. It's Thomas 25.9. The rest of the swimmers going third. Evan Harris is in 1. Henry Anstein in 2. Brody Carlson in 3, Patrick O'Hagan in 5. We said Liam Condon is in 6, Benjamin Franks in 7, and of course Lathrop over there in 8 is fighting it out to keep the lead. Greater Toledo with a 25.3, 25.6 for Braden Capon in the Bullets. So we're getting ready here for the anchor legs. Braden Capon in the middle of the pool is going to hand off to Nathan Lindstrom. Down up the top, Thomas Lathrop there first. London Rising gets the anchor duties for Greater Toledo. 26.4 on the end, so they're 4:57.51 for Greater Toledo and 4:57.73 for Academy Bullets, who've now taken over the lead thanks to their anchor leg, Nathan Lindstrom, who's out in a 21.99. 23.4 is what London Rising is out on the outside. So we'll see. You know, it's an 8-length race. I've seen these 200 guys go out and get a 2 or 3 second lead, and then the piano falls on them. Second 50, still looking strong. Academy Bullets 25.35, 26.1 for Rising out there. So we're still putting ground between them. You know, the Bullets are not known to fall off. They're certainly looking like they want to finish strong. And outside of those two, probably nobody else with a chance to take this heat. 26.2 to 26.7. So got to tip your hat there to the Bullets and Nathan Lindstrom. This A-team is an A-team looking very strong here. Nagel, Conti, Capon, and Lindstrom. Probably score some points, beat some people in the big heat. At the wall, 6:37.58. Second place, 6:40.33 for the team from Toledo. Okay. All the way down, 6:44.20. Oh, 8/100ths ahead of those guys. Okay. So we move to the final heat. Final heat of the night. And if you're in the Orlando area and you're watching this, I hope you'll join us tonight. Speedo and our NCSA Board of Directors are sponsoring a coaches and officials social at the pub. It's called the Pub, the British Pub right down the street here on I-Drive. If you're in town, come join us. We'd love to have you. We'll be there till 11. Come and share some joy. We'll be doing that shortly after this final heat of the evening, the men's 800 relay, where the record held by Long Island Aquatic Club last year went 6:28.97, and that is the entry time for their team in lane 4. They've got a pretty tough team. They come back, see if they can break their own record. But they got to get by these other 7 teams. Nova of Virginia in 1 with Nathan Zubata. Heck of a lead off there. Nation's Capital B, Michael Zhu is in 2. Rockville has Griffin Oler. He's in 3. Wim Siegel's leading off, the defending champion record holders, Long Island. Wim is in 4. Henry Webb in 5 for Aqua Jets. 6 is Andrew Vanus for Nation's Capital A. Jackson Schreiber for New Wave in 7. And Parker Chan for FMC in 8. 22.5 was Nation's Capital at the 50, Michael Zhu. But now at the 100, you're looking at Nova's out in a 47.2. And there, Nathan Zubata. He's in lane 1, sneaking away down here at the bottom. Second place, NCAP, was 47.36. That's Jack Fullman in there now for NCAP B team over in lane 2. This is really stacking up here. It's a lot of strategy. Where do you put your fastest guys? Where do you want to be? Kind of depends. These guys over here, Nova, know they're in the outside. They're trying to get away. But look at lane 5. Oh, man. Lane number 5 is Aqua Jets. And they touch. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Going second was Jari Zhu for the Aqua Jets. He came home in a 24.3, 136.9 for his lead off. 136.9. Way to come back. Man, that was crazy. All right, so the Aqua Jets are in 5. They got a slight lead. You're down here in Nova in 1. The guys in the water, Aiden Mabinovic for Nova. Jack Fulham for Nation's Capital 2, the B team. Joshua Lopez is Rockville 3. Gavin Buckley, Long Island 4. We said in A-Team, Joshua Howitt. Lane 6, Samuel Marsteiner. New Wave in 7, and Maximus Gotch. A couple of Maximuses in this. He's in lane 8 for FMC in the water currently. The third swimmers will be going next. Lane number 6 is Nation's Capital, where Joshua Howitt is throwing down. He just went 25-2 on his second 50. 25-4 for Aqua Jets out of Giara Zui. Third swimmer's getting jacked up behind the blocks, getting ready to go. And there go the Aqua Jets. Coming home with a 24.94 for Zoo. Hands off to Andrew Plouffe, and they've got the lead in lane 5. Remember, the record was 6:28.97. Man, that's moving. But these guys are moving too. 21.93 for Andrew Plouffe on his way out. The other 7 swimmers in the tank right now: Cole Nelson, 1. Grant Golembuski, 2. Charlie Begin, 3. Reed O'Connell, 4. Joshua Donovan, 6. Andrew Cito, 7. Matthew Ferguson, 8. And speaking of Donovan, he's making a strong move, try and put the A-Team for Nation's Capital right in the thick of things with the Aqua Jets. And it seems like even lane 7, New Wave now, Andrew Cito says, hey, let's get in the party, boys. They've taken over the 3rd position. And, oh yeah, he split at 25-9. 26-0. Here we go. 25-4 for the Aqua Jets. 25-4 for Nation's Capital. 25-4 for New Wave. Here's the anchor legs. In the water first. Lane number 6. That's Jackson Tischler bringing it home. For Nation's Capital. 6. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 5. 5 is Mika Davis. He's in the white cap. Nation's Capital in the dark cap has Cooper. No, they're Jackson Tischler in second. So first place is still lane 5. It's the Aqua Jets. It's Mika Davis, and Mika in lane 5 is out in a 21.50. He looks very strong. Jackson Tischler in 6 for NCAP. Sean Green for Long Island. He's in lane 4, but the other one chasing out there in lane 7, New Wave, is Aaron Davidson. Aaron trying to see if he can't move up at least to the 2nd position. Down here at the bottom, Matthew Wolfley. He's anchoring the relay for Nova's A-Team in lane 1. Yaron Lee in 2. Cooper Zaku Kemney in 3. Aaron Davidson's in 7. We said Noah Palinkovic in 8. But lane number 5, 6:02. He's got to come home in a 26. He can do that. The record is 6:28.97. 6:28.97 was Long Island last year with Atkinson, Persinski, Maslow, and Green. But Aqua Jets this year, 6:28.22. It is a new record, a new 800 freestyle record. And that team from Aqua Jets, Henry Webb, Jaru Zue, Andrew Plouffe, and Mika Davis just went 6:28.22 to close out our night here with another new NCSA relay team record. Congratulations, Aqua Jets, and all the great swims tonight. We will see you all back here tomorrow. This is only night 2. We got 3 more to do. We'll join you about 5:15 or so every night. See you for awards tomorrow. Aloha.